What's good, YouTube? Here to bring you my Thunder Dragon Bystial deck that I got to Master 5 with. I still find that Thunder Dragons are still good in this meta, so with that being said, let's just get into the card by card. First, we got 3 Maxis, 3 Ash Blossoms. These are pretty standard for any deck list that you want to do in the meta. Next, we got 1 Armageddon Knight. I would cut this card off for a third copy of Batteryman Solar, but I don't have the third copy, so I had to run like the budget option of Armageddon Knight, which is still not bad. I mean, you're still kind of doing the same thing of just dumping a Thunder Dragon Dark or a Thunder Dragon Roar into your graveyard. The only thing that's missing with the Armageddon Knight is like you're not able to get the token that comes with Batteryman Solar, but it's not really that huge of a deal. I mean, it is a little more versatile because you can dump some of the Bystial monsters that you need. But, right, we just have 1 Armageddon Knight for that reason. I would still cut this off for just 1 more Batteryman Solar. Next, we got 1 White Dragon, 1 Black Dragon. These cards pair really nicely together. Works well with this deck because you want to banish your opposite attribute to one of these Dragon monsters, which will trigger one of the Thunder Dragon banish effects, which helps a lot with activating effects and recurring your resources. Next, we got 2 Batteryman Solar. I was thinking 3 because of my Armageddon Knight. Wish I had 3. 2 Batteryman Solar. This is the best normal summon in the deck. You get to send any of your Thunder monsters to the graveyard from your deck. Again, preferably you want to do Thunder Dragon Dark or Thunder Dragon Roar. Paired up with another Bystial monster, you can banish that Thunder Dragon monsters, get another one of your cards, and you really get to have your combo going. Preferably you want to banish Thunder Dragon Roar because you special summon a Thunder monster, which will activate Solar's effect to get a token, which that token can then use to link climb, and then we can usually end off with a Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. So yeah, best normal summon in the deck. Next, we got 3 Thunder Dragons. This card is really good to help either thin out your deck, or it actually paired up again with a Bystial, because the Bystials really help a lot with the Thunder Dragons now. You can discard a card, get another Thunder Dragon. Your Bystial can banish your Thunder Dragon, special summon it, and then you can tribute summon that Bystial monster to summon your Thunder Dragon, and that Thunder Dragon monster will be able to special summon Colossus, which is this fusion card right here. Next, we got 3 Thunder Dragon Darks. Probably one of the best Thunder Dragon support cards because off advantage you get to search any of the Thunder Dragon cards that you have. Preferably you want to get for your fusion or whatever is missing in your hand. Probably get the Hawk or the Dragon Roar. It is kind of a 1 card combo into Thunder Dragon Colossus. If you banish this, search Dragon Hawk, which is the next card, which we run 1 of. And then Dragon Hawk's effect, we can discard that card, special summon the same Thunder Dragon Dark, special summon Thunder Dragon Colossus. So that's really good with that. And again, we only run 1 Thunder Dragon Hawk because we just need to discard it once. And really the banish effect is not really all that needed, but it's still pretty neat. It allows you to mulligan your hand if you don't have a great hand like that. Next, we run 3 Thunder Dragon Roars. This helps you special summon in your Thunder Dragons from your deck, which you usually want to search off of with Dark, and then Dark, when sent to the graveyard, gets to bring your Thunder Dragon card. Next, for our Bystial package, we have 1 Bystial Magnum Hut, the best Bystial monster in my opinion. Next, we got 2 Bystial Saronir. This card is preferably when you activate that effect to send a Bystial or branded card to the grave, you would want to preferably send the branded regain because that can be recurred with branded beast, which will be activated through Bystial Lubellion, but we'll get to that. Next, we got 1 Jura Swarm. Of course, it's great that you can send one of your opponent's monsters to the grave. Next, we got 2 Bystial Baldrake. Great as well. Just helps with the Bystial itself with banishing either your opponent's monsters if you're going against like Tearlaments, or if you need to banish your own Thunder Dragon monsters, which will activate their effects most of the time. Really great little sub-archetype engine that helps a lot with the Thunder Dragons. Next, we got 3 Bystial Lubellion. This is probably the best starter because you can search any of your Bystial monsters, and then you can special summon it by tributing one of those Bystial monsters to go into your branded beast, or you can go into branded regain. It all depends on your hand, obviously. Next, we got 1 Gold Sarcophagus. Usually you want to banish one of your Thunder Dragon monsters, and again, depending on your hand, you can mulligan with Dragon Hawk. You can search any of your Thunder Dragons with Dragon Dark, or if you need to special summon one of your Thunder Dragons, you get Dragon Roar. It all depends what your hand scenario is. Next, we got 3 Allure of Darkness. Helps with consistency great, phenomenal when it's paired up with your Thunder Dragon Dark and your Thunder Dragon Roar because it activates their banish effect. Next, we got one Thunder Dragon Fusion. We want to get this card as quickly to the grave as possible because I think it has a phenomenal follow-up effect of just banishing it, getting a Thunder Dragon monster from your deck to your hand, which you preferably want to get Thunder Dragon Roar, and then Thunder Dragon Roar's discard effect will get your Thunder Dragon Fusion back from your banished pile back to your hand, and then you can fusion summon into your Thunder Dragon Titan, or maybe if you have Colossus still in your extra deck, you can go into that. But yeah, you want to get this into your graveyard as fast as possible, honestly. Next, we got one Chaos Space. This is great to go to search your Lubellion, which you want to activate as fast as possible because you want to get your support of Branded Beast or your Branded Regain. So yeah, we have one Chaos Space at that. On top of that, it's pretty neat that with Lubellion, you can activate its banish effect. Of course, this is also paired up with your Light and Dark Dragons, where you can banish the card, recycle one light or dark monsters that can't be normal or summoned. Normal summoned / set. And then you get to recycle that back to the bottom of your deck and then draw. Helps with recurring. A lot of mulligans really go on with this deck, which you'll see with this next card, which is next one Branded Regain. This helps a lot because there's a lot of banishing going on with this deck, so you can when sometimes light and the dark are banished, you get to put that to the bottom of your deck and then you draw one card. That's great. If your opponent special summons a monster, you get to special summon a Bystial. Really great card with fortifying your resources, really. So yeah, we run one of that. Next we got two Called by the Grave. This is of course for hand traps. I feel like the biggest weakness with the hand traps against this deck are Max C, so definitely want to call by the Max C as your priority. And then finally we got one Branded Beast. This is you usually want to activate this with Lubellion, and then you get to use this Branded Beast's effect to basically tribute one of your dragon monsters, which will of course be your Bystials or your white and black dragon, to destroy one card on your opponent's field. Usually this card's really great against like a Labyrinth matchup because you don't really have a way to interact with your opponent's back row, but this card helps with that. And then finally, it can target one branded continuous spell and trap in your grave and place it on your field, which is why with this Bystial monsters, you would want to send your Regain so you can have both of these cards up on your fields like turn 1 or just in one turn. Next, going on to the extra deck, we got one Thunder Dragon Colossus. This is like the bread and butter of the deck. Honestly, this is what holds it all together. The card's still mighty powerful, helps you win automatically against like sprites. I'm forgetting their name right off the top of my head. Floowandereeze, they're another deck that completely loses Colossus because not only is it easy to summon with the Thunder Dragons because you just require to discard a Thunder effect non-fusion monster, it stops your opponent from searching cards from their deck to their hand. So again, that prevents a lot of, like Dragon Link's another one that's coming to my head. Dragon Link also searches a lot. So if you summon this turn 1 against an opponent's deck that has something like this, you'll completely shut them out and easily win the game right there. Next we got two Thunder Dragon Titan. This card is great because it has 3200 attack, which is great. Gets over a lot of monsters because usually 3000 is like the threshold of a lot of meta decks at this point. It can destroy monsters or cards with its other effect by discarding a Thunder Dragon monster. And then also it helps, its material for 3 Thunder Dragon monsters really help with recycling your resources with Thunder Dragon Fusion, because you usually have like a lot of Thunder Dragons in your banish pile or your graveyard pile, and that with Thunder Dragon Fusion you recycle all of that back. And then definitely, like if you have Colossus already in your graveyard or banished, somehow your opponent got rid of it, you want to recycle it as fast as possible with Thunder Dragon Fusion, which Titan helps with, which is why we run 2, because if one of your Thunder Dragon Titans also goes away, you can use your other Titan to recycle that one, and the loop just continues like that. Next we got one Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. This card, honestly, I rarely go into this. Technically, you're supposed to use this to send one of your Thunder Dragons to your grave, and you can summon it because all your Bystial monsters are level 6. But honestly, it's just not really worth it that much because most of the Bystial monsters already do something kind of when they're on the field, like Druid Swarm or Baldrake. So yeah, I honestly, I could cut this card for another card, and you can decide what you want to cut that card for. Next, we got one Link Spider. This helps with Batteryman Solar. When it summons one of its token, you can use that token to go into Link Spider, which will help you easily climb into a 4 counter Appaloosa. Next we got one Striker Dragon. This is for the white and black dragon, which can be used to, once you summon into this, you can search one of the other dragons, because that's what they do. They basically search each other when they are sent to grave. We got one Heavenly Sphere. This is also if you're like opening up with your white and black dragon. You can, with those 2 cards, you can easily just end on a Heavenly Sphere, which helps interrupt on your opponent's turn. Next, we got one Nightmare Phoenix. This card is great to go against back row. One IP Masquerena. This is usually if you can't really link climb too high, you just want to end on an IP Masquerena. Next, we got one Cross Sheet. This works really well if you have your Badgerman Solar or your Armageddon Knight in the grave, and then you can easily summon it. You can easily go into Colossus, which will trigger its fusion effect, which would allow you to special summon one level 4 or lower monster from your grave, and then again helps you link climb into that. Next we got Verte Anaconda. This helps a lot with getting your Thunder Dragon fusion into the grave. If you have a lot of your Thunder Dragons monsters in the grave or in the banish pile, definitely try to go into Anaconda, get your Thunder Dragon fusion to the grave, and then you get your Titan right there. So, of course, Anaconda great with that. One Dark Charmer. This is also to help link climb. Of course, we can go into this because we have plenty of dark monsters in our deck. One Nightmare Unicorn. This is of course paired up with IP Masquerena. This is like the best target for it for your link 3s. And then one Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. This is usually what you want to link climb into. That's like your end goal of link climbing. And then finally we have Underworld Goddess. This is of course to out any of your opponent's monsters, because it just uses one of their monsters as a link material. And that's it for the deck list. Let's move on to the replays. Alright, for our first replay, we're going up against Sprite. This is their deck list, and let's just get on to the replay. Alright, so we don't get to go first in this match right here. They're going to activate E-Telly. Ash Blossom it. They're going to chain Frame Your Gamma. We get to max C that, so we're able to draw 2 off of that right here. They keep going for their special summons, trying to set up their board, which is fine by me because I have the max C. And then usually what you want to do with your Thunder Dragon deck, if you have Thunder Dragon Dark in your hands and your opponent ends their turn, you always want to activate that at the end phase to just thin your deck by 1. Also, having like a material in the grave allows you to banish it with either your white dragon or any of your Bystial monsters, and then that will activate its other effect to search a Thunder Dragon card from your deck to your hand. So that's what I'm going to be doing right here. But instead, I want to use one of my my Bystials to banish one of their monsters, kind of bait out their Sprite Red. Thankfully, he goes for it. So that's fine. So with the Bystial monster, the Saronir, I'm able to send my Regain to my graveyard. And then we draw into Lebellion. We're going to activate Lebellion, get one of another Bystial monster. We're going to activate Dragonhawk, but unfortunately he has the max C, so because he has a monster there, I'm able to chain a Bystial monster first, try to just get my monsters and give him less draws. And then here I just fully commit only because I feel like I can OTK him right here. I'm able to get my fusion monsters, Thunder Dragon Fusion, shuffle all my monsters from my grave to my deck, and then I go for the battle phase after I recur one of my resources, because obviously I'm going to use the Roar discard effect for Titan's effect to pop his Sprite Red, and this is game on board. But then unfortunately, as I go into my battle phase, he has a Nibiru, which is not very common in this meta, honestly, I want to say. So that's unfortunate. He's going to leave me with a big token, which is very surprising because honestly, Sprites can't really get over a huge monster like this, so it's quite confusing. But this was enough to really get him back into the game right here. His Nightmare Phoenix. I want to say that I set my Thunder Dragon Fusion just in case he did have something to pop. And of course, we want to get this card in the graveyard as much as possible because I recurred it back with Thunder Dragon Roar last turn. I want to set it, maybe help protect it with a Branded Beast. It's like to not have that popped, have this popped instead, but unfortunately he doesn't fall for it. He just pops my Branded Beast. Very unfortunate right here. And then he just decides to combo off. Here I'm just thinking how he's going to out the token. and this is where it's going to come in. He goes into this this rank 2, and this is going to go into Zeus, which is still great because now he's going to send my Thunder Dragon Fusion into the grave. Also, I had the Druid Swarm in my hand, which when I banished that, when that's sent to the field, it's going to target the Zeus, but unfortunately he has the Call by the Grave. So kind of a crazy game right here, because of course when he attacked my token he was low, still enough to use his Sprite starter to get into Sprite Blue. He's going to search the Jet right there, but he's going to end his turn just right there. Hopefully have like the last of his line of defense with whatever he has with his spell and traps. And then there I go again, discarding the Thunder Dragon Dark. Roar sends my Hawk back into my hand. Thankfully I drew Allure of Darkness, so hopefully I draw in some more cards. But first, before we do that, the Fusion to get Thunder Dragon. Thunder Dragon, we're going to thin out the deck a little more. Obviously the Dark to get back the Fusion. I'm going to shuffle all the cards first, because I'm going to try to get rid of the Zeus before anything else. So obviously a discard, but unfortunately he had the Imperm right here, so my Titan's not really going to be useful to popping the Zeus. So now I have to get rid of the Zeus by going into battle, because I can't set up my board with his Zeus with materials left. So now in main phase 2, I get to activate Dragon Hawk. The Thunder Dragon right here, discard, activate that. Allure of Darkness, get rid of the Thunder Dragon Dark again. Go into Colossus, and we'll just leave it right there. He can't search because a lot of Sprite cards require you to search their cards from deck to hand, so that prevents all of that. Also, what was great with Allure of Darkness is I drew my Ash Blossom. He goes for a Nimble Beaver. Negate that with Ash. He can't search anything with Jet right there, so he goes into his Link. He goes into his Sprite Red for the monster negation. He goes for the attack. I think he thought that Sprite Red was able to negate my Thunder Dragon Colossus's battle protection, but it does not. I'm able to banish the Dragon Hawk, gets a mulligan, and this is why it's great paired up with Thunder Dragon, because I can next turn discard Thunder Dragon to search back that Thunder Dragon. But he's going to do everything he can here. He's going to go into IP Masquerena. Then I go for the Bystial Baldrake. And right here, usually he's gonna go into that Link 4. I'm forgetting the name off the top of my head. Avramax, I want to say. We're gonna see right here. Yeah, Mech Knight Avramax, which is also very hard to deal with, but that's exactly why I run the Underworld Goddess. So basically, all I have to do right here is swarm the board to get enough material on board to get rid of the Mech Knight, and that's basically what I'm doing right here. The black goes into Striker Dragon. Black's going to search white. White's going to special summon. And that's why these two cards are great to pair up, because he helps swarm the field. And then once you see that I got rid of his Avramax, he just gives up right there. For replay 2, we got Generator. And let's just get right into the gameplay. So here we get to go first. I activate the Allure of Darkness only because I needed something to really start my combo off. And thankfully we drew into the Thunder Dragon Dark. Thunder Dragon Dark is going to get Hawk. But first we're going to thin out the deck with Thunder Dragon's effect. Then we activate Hawk. But unfortunately he has the Ghost Spell, which is going to prevent that. But this is what I'm saying, where I did not do what I thought I was going to do. I just leave it at that. I basically go for the Max C turn 1. He's going to end turn right there. I'm going to basically banish with Black Dragon, mulligan to maybe get a better hand. Then we got Thunder Dragon Roar, discard that, get the Dark, Tribute Summon right there. Now we get to go into the Colossus. Colossus is going to get, Dark is going to get us Thunder Dragon Fusion. We're going to Fusion Summon into Titan. We're just going to get some damage in, but unfortunately he has the Super Polymerization, which is super annoying. Here he gets Predaplant, the fusion monster. We're going to have to end the turn right there. Again, I go for the Max Seed, but this time he drew into Ash Blossom, so that's going to stop that. And then here is when I found out he's running Generator. I just let this all go through because he's not able to kill me off. I want to have my monsters on field when I start banishing stuff. So that all goes through. I use Thunder Dragon Fusion, banish it, search the Thunder Dragon Hawk, summon the White Dragon, search using Thunder Dragon Dark, get Roar, Roar discard, get the Thunder Dragon Fusion. Again, we're going to go into Titan. Here he's just going to negate, which is completely fine. Striker, go into Striker. Use Hawk, Hawk go into Roar. Special summon with Bystial. But unfortunately, this is when he uses his Generator, which is unfortunate because he sucks up two of my monsters. Then we keep Link summoning with Cross Sheet. Then we get Dragon Colossus. And then with enough material on board, we're able to go into Underworld Goddess. Underworld Goddess is able to get over the Fusion monster. And then we're just left it right here. Also with Magna Hut, we were able to search off our Jewel Swarm. So we're in a pretty good position right here. He just sets and pass. Thunder Dragon Fusion. Again, this is why we want to have that card in the graveyard as much as possible, because just that recursion helps with so much. So he has Called by the Grave to prevent one of my Bystial monsters from special summoning. Try it again. Gonna get Roar. And then here we just tribute summon that because that's a complete game. This is exact lethal with 8,000. Alright, now on to game 3. So this is actually the match right before getting into Master 5. Of course, it's against Tearlaments, which is a very super annoying deck. And then, of course, this is when the cards just came out. I'm recording this right when the pack came out. Of course, I was one game away before that happened. But yeah, they had the Cash Tier. Spoiler alert, they do not open up the Cash Tier in this match. Alright, we get to go first in this matchup. We open up the best normal summon. We Allure Darkness first, only because we don't want to minimize our chances of pulling Thunder Dragon Dark or Roar, because that's usually what we send off of Solar. So that's why we did Allure of Darkness first, but we didn't get any of that. So now we're gonna send one of those monsters off with Solar. Here we see that he has the Haveness, but thankfully we have Bystials in our hand. But he's gonna banish it with his own Bystial, which is completely fine by me. Of course, he has 2 Bystials, so he prevents a lot of my Bystial monsters from summoning, but that's still going to trigger our Dragon Roar. Dragon Roar is going to go into get our Dragon Dark, which summons one of our tokens, and we're going to link that into Cross Sheet. Dragon Dark allows us to search Dragon Hawk, so we're still able to get our Colossus right here, which is great with Solar, because Solar is a Thunder monster, which is one of Thunder Dragon Colossus's his requirement to summon. And then Cross Sheet is going to be able to activate. That's completely fine that he does the Ball Drake, gets rid of that. I kind of want him to get rid of all that because I can just go into Anaconda. Anaconda is going to be able to fusion summon, recycle back our Colossus, go into Titan, and we were able to just end off right here. I think this is more than enough, honestly. We really just went through his resources right there, and he's going to see he has nothing to really out that. And just like that, because we were able to like outplay all his resources and interruptions, we were able to set up nicely, and he's realizing he has nothing to out any of that. So that's it for all my replays. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one.